All-Star game is their vacation.
It was the worst one.
I get it, but I understand where they're coming from. Where it's like, yo, this is our week. This is our day off.
Hold on,
we don't want to.
Hold on. The worst one.
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Clouded Thoughts podcast. As you guys know, I'm Deem.
And I'm Ryan.
Yes, sir. And we're back again with another episode, man. Today, myself and Ryan are going to discuss, a variety of different things in terms of how we're feeling today, how we're doing. We're obviously going to get into our social media segment just now, but
I think today, I'm sorry to cut you off.
Okay,
I think
go
today,
ahead.
we're just going to talk about what we want to talk about.
Oh, exactly. Of course. That's the whole entire plan. But before we even get into that, bro, I have to ask you, bro, how you doing? Are you blessed?
Yeah, I'm doing good, fam. I was doing magnificent before everything started. I'm gonna be honest, I was doing amazing before everything started.
Yeah.
But then, as you know, the drink spilled.
100%.
I had a nice ginger ale. Watch your foot, by the way.
I see the water by my foot. I'm not moving my left foot because I know it's there.
I ain't cleaning up no more.
But ain't that the worst though, when you buy a drink or you make a nice drink or you make some food and it drops? Or you spill it.
I'm gonna do you one better. And you have siblings, so
yeah.
Have you ever had leftovers in the fridge?
I know where you're going with this. Yeah.
And you at work or you go out, you go to the gym.
Yeah.
And while you're at the gym or you're at work, you're like, yo, I got these leftovers in the fridge. I can't wait to go home, just warm that up.
You thinking about it the whole entire shift. Bro.
You got everything planned out. You like, yo, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna shower, I'm gonna get right.
Yeah.
Cool, go open the fridge and work. But you get home and you do all those things. But when you go to open the fridge, you look in the fridge and you're like, nah, I swear I put it on the top shelf at the back. And then you start shuffling through the fridge and you like,
yeah,
nah, something ain't right. Did I put it in? Did I leave it in my? Bro, then you gotta get loud and rowdy. Yo, who ate my food? And then you hear, yo, that was me. My bad.
You're sick. You're sick, bro.
Don't talk to me for the rest of the day.
You're sick.
Listen, I don't want to skate with you, kick it with you. I don't want to do nothing with you.
Bro, after a while, bro, I started to just put my stuff in specific containers. So it's like people know that's Deem's container. Don't touch it, bro.
Some people just don't have no respect.
Don't eat it, bro. Cause that's the worst feeling, bro. You feel sad. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I feel more than sad, bro.
Bring
I feel
betrayed,
you, everything, but
betrayed is wild.
How could you do this to me?
How could you eat my food, man? Oh man, but nah, man. I'm sorry to hear that you spilled your drink.
It's all good.
I'm not gonna lie, I witnessed it. It was kind of tragic.
Yeah.
You jumped up and everything. It really animated.
The worst things have happened to better people.
100%. It happens. But
it does.
In terms of myself, I'm doing great. My water's there. It's chilling. It's cold. It's not spilled on the floor.
That's good for you.
I appreciate that,
I'm
bro.
happy for you.
I'm very proud. I appreciate that. But anyways, man, let's get into this social media topic today.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually gonna bring you one. Usually it's you bringing us one. I got you today.
Say no more. Let's get it.
It's something I feel that should be discussed, and it goes unspoken. Even got the word unspoken in the quote, but get into it. So, everything we say at funerals should be said at birthday parties instead. We leave so much love unspoken, which this quote right here speaks volumes because I think for both of us, we've definitely lost people that we've loved, whether it be friends, family, and, viewers as well watching. You guys may have, lost some people that you were close to. And for some reason, there's always that thought of, I should have said this.
Yeah.
Or I should have spent more time with them. Right. And it's a matter of not being able to give their flowers where they were alive. Right. And I think that is something that should be done, especially with, in terms of man to man. Like, we should be able to congratulate you or, let you know, like, yo, bro, I love you, bro. Like, regardless of what we go through, you're still my dog, and I feel for you. You can come from me, like, you can come to me with anything. So, in terms of that, right, do you feel there's some things, like, that you have in mind that should be said beforehand, that you should always tell your dogs, that you should always let your friends and family know before it's too late?
Yeah, for sure. I think one of the biggest things is sometimes people forget that time isn't always on our side.
True.
And tomorrow isn't promised, so we live for the moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if there's something that you really need to say or to get off your chest, it's best to do it while you still have that breath, right?
100%.
And like I said, it just goes back to, we take the time for granted because we're so accustomed to this waking up, going about our business, going about our day. We don't think like, shoot, somebody could go out today, be driving, and something tragic happens, or they're at work, there's an accident that's life threatening. You know, nobody's thinking about that. So I would say, while you're here, if there's something you need to say, go ahead and say it. Whether it's giving somebody their flowers for the work they're doing in their own life and for their family, or just giving your homie a shout out, like, yo, appreciate you being there for me at all times, like, you know, like, it means something to me. So yeah.
In terms of that though, right, I know, you know, sometimes someone might give you a compliment, and for some reason, like for us as human beings, it's difficult for us to accept compliments. We tend to shun from them. Like, you give me a compliment, I'm not gonna say either thank you or, you know, I appreciate it. I'm gonna tell you like, oh no, that's not me, fam. I don't really do that, or I'm not that good. We kind of shy away from them. So, do you think there's some work that needs to be done in terms of us accepting compliments and taking them on?
Yeah, I would say people tend to be a bit too humble sometimes.
Yeah.
You yourself.
Yeah, you're right.
Because I feel like, you know, you go through life, and especially like for you with like school and being taking sports psychology and whatnot.
Yeah.
I feel like sometimes you don't really throw that in the air, like, yo, I really went to school and I did this. Like, I traveled the world and did this, you know?
Yeah.
For you, it's a humbling thing, like, yeah, no, I went to Ireland, I played ball and this and that.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't even bring that up. I feel like I'm the one that's always throwing it out there.
You do.
For you, it's just like a humble, yeah, I don't know, I went to school and I did this. But like, okay, what school did you go to? You know, that's what I want to know.
So with that though, bro, I don't know what it is. I feel like it's bragging. I feel like I'm bragging when I do it.
It's not bragging because you did it, you know?
True.
And it's not like within the process of it, you were trying to like shit on anyone and be like, I'm better than you. Like, look what I did, this, and the third. You remain the same person throughout the way, but you gotta, you yourself, you have to celebrate your accomplishments too, and really put that on the table. That's a part of your resume.
Yeah, you're
For
right.
me, it's just like, I can say the same thing about myself. Like, I used to work with kids, right? And people look at me like, yo, you're good with working with kids and da-da-da-da. But for me, I'll brush that to the side because I'm just like,
yeah.
I think it's because...
Or even with your drawing too, bro. How much of an artist you are too.
Yeah, I feel like...
That part also.
Yes and no. I feel like... Well, I'm going to be my biggest critic. I feel like there's so much more room for me to improve and learn different techniques and just the, like, basics. Because for me, drawing was one of those things where I kind of just looked at something and I would try my best to... I guess just draw it, like imitate it, to say the least. But there's times where I just run into like a drawing where I'm like, it's not turning out the way I want to. Sometimes I might go ahead and, you know, try it again. Other times I'll just like squash it, move on. Yeah,
but we are our biggest critic though, because even with the basketball situation for myself, I know there's times even now when I play, right, even though I'm retired, like, I'm done. But
yeah, he's not going to league. I tried 1,000 times.
You always have that one friend that's always going to push the league, whether
that's me.
You're retired or not. They're going to continue to tell you, bro, you have a chance in the league, fam.
Yeah.
Fam, I'm done.
No, I get it. Yeah, I put that to rest.
But even with the basketball, right, like to this day, like I'll play every now and then. Obviously, people see like I still got it. I can still hoop.
Yeah, you could hoop, and I think that's why people always look at you like, yo, bro.
But humbly, it's just like, I don't know. I'm learning how to accept the compliments, right? And I've learned over time, but it still takes a lot to be like, thank you, I appreciate it. Which I think about it shouldn't be like that, bro. You should be able to be like, yo, bro, I appreciate that. I'm nice.
Yeah,
I'm good. I'm nice. So I think that's definitely, you know, one thing that us as human beings and as men should definitely work on. Another thing to go along with this quote too, telling your dogs you love them.
Yeah.
Do you think you're less masculine if you tell your dogs that you love them? No. Okay, that's good. That's good.
I feel like, because in the quote it's saying that you shouldn't wait for a funeral.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
So if I'm gonna stand up and say or speak these words, these high. Can't even speak. If I'm gonna speak highly of you at your funeral, I can speak highly of you while you're still here.
True.
So at least you can hear it coming from me, right?
Yeah.
So it's like these thoughts and I guess in a sense these emotions, like they remain the same regardless if you're here or not. And it's basically me keeping it 100 while you're here and when you're gone.
You
Kind of thing, right?
You should give them their flowers while they're still alive, man.
Exactly.
Spend that time with them. Let them know you love them. Let them know you care for them while they're still here. Whether it's, you know, a little phone call, a text message.
Speaking of phone calls, I'm getting one.
You getting a phone call right now?
Oh no, it's gone.
Oh, my fault.
It
my
was.
fault.
It was T.
T?
It's Terry calling me.
Oh, Terry. There
Yeah.
you go. One of your dogs calling you right
100%.
on cue, bro. You can hear us low key.
I know.
That's a sign. That's your dog right there. He knows.
100%.
He knows. But nah, definitely tell your dog, tell your loved ones you love them while they're still alive and while you still can. Give them their flowers because, you know, you don't want to sit there, you know. Unfortunately, if they pass, you don't want to sit there thinking like, man, I should have said this. Man, I should have did this.
You don't want to be a coulda, shoulda, woulda.
Yeah, you do not want to be a coulda, shoulda, woulda. So definitely share those messages with your loved ones while you can, man. So yeah, but let's dive into, you know, how you're doing with yourself during this week. You know, this is one of our check-ins. I'm gonna check in with you, my dog.
Yeah, this week, honestly.
No, man.
Oof.
Yeah, I know. Oof.
This week it's been alright, but it's just like certain things that
Talk to me.
that need to
like
be
what?
dealt with. And I'm talking just like at work. I feel like every day I clock in and I'm just trying to like, let me find
Stop.
out. You spill it. You spill it. But not like don't get me wrong. Like I love what I do at work, and I'm a people person, right? So like I'm not mad at what I'm doing. I'm not frustrated with what I'm doing. I guess it's the lack of certain things that I need to do my job, to say the least, right? So that's kind of been a headache. I'm not the only one like struggling with it, of course.
Yeah.
There's obviously other people like my colleagues that have to deal with it too and whatnot. But for the most part, other than work, I would say the week has been a breeze.
Is work usually something that takes a lot of, you know, like a mental toll on you?
Yeah, because it's like
times.
it's a lot of talking on the phone and you're dealing with different personalities, so you have to be able to adapt within that split second because you never know how somebody's gonna
You don't.
approach you on the phone.
Yeah.
Or some people are pleasant,
And some people
others are not,
Yeah.
and some people don't care. There's a lot of people that I talk to and it's like, yep, nope, all right, bye, and I'm just like, all right.
You don't let it get to you though. You don't let it affect you in any way.
Sometimes I'd be like,
I've been on the phone with you a couple times during work, and you be getting cheese sometimes.
Honestly, I just be like, who raised you? Who really raised you? Because you don't have no manners, no hi, like how are you?
Yeah.
Like I get it if you guys like who's calling,
Yeah.
but if you're gonna pick up the phone and just be like, yeah, what do you want?
It's different, bro. No broutopsy.
I'm just like, come on, bro. All right. Like if I could, me personally, I would just hang up the phone.
So how do you not let it, you know, get to your mental then? Because
The only thing I say, like
what do you do?
don't take it personal. It's like
Personal.
It's like, all right. In the back of my head, I'm saying who raised you,
Yeah.
and I just continue because the next person I talk to could be the greatest person ever.
Because that could definitely take a toll on you, bro. If you're having a good day, you're just making a couple calls. Or no, let me rephrase that. If you're having a bad day, you're just making a couple calls, right? You get that one customer that you have to call, and they're having a bad day also. Now, they probably don't mean to be rude to you. They're just probably having
They're
an
just
off
going
day.
through something. Yeah.
But you're having an off day too. So that might rub you the wrong way. It might change your whole entire mental for that entire week. It could shift everything. So that's good that you don't let it, you know.
I think in moments of that,
personal.
moments like that, you gotta take a moment. You gotta breathe.
Just be easy.
Sometimes I'll just get up, just go on a little walk,
Yeah. Clear head.
and understand that if I think I'm having a bad day, somebody could be having a
Horrible day.
way worse,
Yeah, there's a saying where it's like your worst day could be someone's best day.
100%. There you go.
So,
But yeah, what about yourself? I know you had quite the exciting week.
I did have quite the exciting week, bro. We can stay on the job topic. Well, I'm looking for a job. It's great. Shout out to OJ behind the camera too with a little smirk. OJ,
Get money.
OJ, I heard the smirk behind the camera.
Get
I love it though.
money.
Get money. But no, bro. In today's world, today's economy, bro, searching for a job is stressful.
It is.
It is a challenge. It can be a lot mentally,
Mm-hmm.
you know, especially, I'm going to be honest, especially being a man and knowing how society views us, especially on social media. And, you know, you want to do well for yourself. You want to provide for
Get
others.
to your bag.
You want to get to your bag, bro. You want to be in your bag, you know. And I'm someone who, you know me, bro. I'm nonstop. I don't stop. So this is a little moment for me to have like a little pause, right? And for me to figure out what's next. And, you know, with this job hunting and whatnot, it does take a toll, man, because it feels like you're at rock bottom, but you're really not. You're just at a standstill.
I would say, and even like with job searching, they have that saying, good things come to those who wait.
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people misinterpret that,
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of people will think, yeah, I'm just going to sit down and something's going to fall in my lap.
It's not how it works.
It's not how it works. And unfortunately, a lot of people think like that.
They do.
But I feel like as long as you are pursuing, you know, some type of field of work and like you're hunting for a job,
Mm-hmm.
the right one will fall in your lap because you've been so, you know, dedicated and pushing to find that work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I actually find it very funny a lot of times when people actually end up getting a job, that's when all the other companies start calling you like, oh, like, you know, this position's still open, we're willing to offer you this, and the third.
Yeah.
And then it goes from I couldn't find a job to now I got 6-7 jobs calling me.
Yeah.
So it's funny how the world works, but yeah, honestly, I would say just like, you know, keep hunting, and obviously, you know me, if there's any openings, I always let you know.
Appreciate that.
I've done that for a couple of months. Even Tarek, I wish I picked up the phone because he could attest to this. I remember when we were in college, and I was working at the factory.
Mm-hmm.
One of my homies, Alan, shout out to Alan and happy birthday too.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to work at Foot Locker for the longest time because, you know me, big sneakerhead.
Big sneakerhead.
And Al was like, yeah, just let me know. I'll hook you up. Let me know when you want to start. So cool. But then a part of me was just like, all right, I got my dogs at school. And keep in mind, I just met Tarek like, I don't know, call it like a month.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, when you meet somebody, you guys just lock in.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much what it was. And I know he's from Ottawa, so I'm like, all right, you're in the city, down the street from the mall. I have a good paying job where I could like pick up like 1-2 shifts, and I'm gonna get paid more.
Mm-hmm.
So as much as I would love to work at Foot Locker and like, you know, grab a discount and whatnot, I pretty much, I know Tarek would need a job, so I hit up Alan, and Alan was like, yeah, he can just send in his resume and I'll take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty much like I was able to hook him up with that job, and you know, it was good because he didn't have nothing out here really.
Yeah.
So for me to be able to just, you know, have certain people in positions where I could, you know, hook the guys up.
Yeah.
It was a blessing. So, yeah, he worked at Foot Locker for the time being that he was at school, and then when he went back to Ottawa, he became, I think it was assistant manager, like key holder, assistant manager, and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
So given that, right? Well, first and foremost, shout out to you for always plugging in your dogs.
For sure, and any way I can, still.
That's big time, bro. That's big on your part. But given that you're someone that has had, you know, a variety of different jobs, right?
Mm-hmm.
How do I want to put this? Which job do you feel has helped you mentally the most, and which job do you feel like has drained you the most mentally?
So I think every job has its different stresses.
100%.
And I think it's a matter of how you approach it and how you interpret things, right? Because one of the things I realized with working with people, like, you're gonna have you're gonna have different managers, right?
100%.
And once you understand who your manager is,
Yeah,
and what the expectation is from them,
yeah,
then you can kind of like work your way around that, or just kind of like develop your working habits around that.
yeah.
So that way, in a sense, the job becomes bearable. Or is it bearable or tolerable?
Tolerable.
Yeah.
You can say tolerable.
And you can kind of just go from there, because I'll put it like this: when I was doing the junk removal job, I won't throw any names. When I was doing the junk removal job,
You're not gonna name the job.
nah, I don't
Okay,
want to. I don't want to throw nobody.
No,
Yeah.
not gonna do that.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, when I first started, it was tough because I was like, I don't see myself making any money right now, but I was told that, like, if you get through, I'm gonna say like a month and some change of this drought where you're just learning things and da 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 da, like, you'll start making money, you'll become a trainer, X, Y, and Z. So, me, I was always making like a good amount of money. So when I started from the bottom and had to like climb my way up on that ladder,
Yeah.
bro, I'm gonna be honest, I was just like, it would kind of like rub me the wrong way, because here I am, it's like, yo, I'm working so hard and I'm not seeing anything out of it, right?
Yeah.
So I think I had left, or I got injured. It was something happened.
I think you injured. Didn't you?
I got
your wrist?
injured. No. It was first. It was my knee. So I actually slipped coming out of the truck and whatnot.
You did.
And I had hurt my knee.
Yeah.
So when that took place, I think that's where mentally I was in a different spot. It's like I felt depressed in a sense, because me being injured and me not being able to do certain things, just like walk, which is something I would say like we take for granted.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you wake up every day, and certain things, certain motions that you do on a day-to-day basis, you take for granted because you're able to do them, right?
Yeah.
So it's like second nature to you. But when I was waking up and I had to go to physio, and I was just in all this pain, I was just like, bro, my mind was in a darker place. But I knew after I recovered, like, I was gonna go back to work with a changed mindset, and it's like, yo, I'm gonna make the best out of this opportunity.
Yeah.
And that's what I did. And I ended up becoming like a team leader, a trainer, and I was able to get like raises and whatnot. So it was good, and the money was good. The only thing I would say hurt me the most of that job is it was just taxing on the body.
Yeah.
But also we were working 4 days a week. So
true. So with the initial question, you just kind of answered both questions. Or yeah, you answered both questions just now. So basically, that junk removal job, right? It took a toll on you mentally when you got injured.
Yeah.
Right. You felt like you were in a depressed state and you couldn't really, you had to work your way out of that. But then once you got out of that, right, that probably did help you, in the end mentally, because you realized you had a opportunity to grow out of that stage, and you got to a point where, like, you know what, I'm doing pretty well with this job, even though it's taxing on my body. I'm making a good amount of money, and I was able to climb myself out of a dark place, and I can learn from that.
Yeah.
So in a sense, it kind of answered both questions with one job.
Yeah.
That's big time, bro. That's big time. But yeah, that's huge though, that you were able to not acknowledge, but you were able to grow, out of that situation that you were in when you were injured. And myself, like, I can relate, obviously, because for me, my job for a majority of my life was technically just basketball.
Yeah.
And I myself was injured, was in a dark place for sure, 100%.
Multiple times.
And to climb yourself out of that dark hole is a lot. It takes a lot, and kudos to you for being able to do that. But to stick on the job route, and to answer my own question, I think the most difficult part for myself mentally
Yeah.
is I saw actually no, I saw a video today actually. I reposted it today, and someone was talking about making the transition from athlete to regular individual, regular civilian.
Yeah, I want you to speak on that. But you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna answer your question or your statement.
Go ahead.
But I feel like transitioning from an athlete to like we'll call it like the average Joe in a sense.
Work life, I guess.
Yeah. It's tough because you spend your whole life doing that. So for some people, like, this is all I know.
100%. Your identity is wrapped up in the sport.
Exactly. So anything involving sports, this is like, that's what I know. Those are my expertise because I was on the playground doing this. I'm now 25 or approaching my 30s doing this, whatever the case may be. Yeah. Yo, that's all you've done your whole life.
Yeah.
You're an expert in that. So when it comes to just like talking about whether it be sports teams, players, whatever, anything surrounding sports, like you'll thrive in that, right?
Yeah, man.
But I think in that same setting, some people, they're so focused on just being a player versus what can I do within this field, because sports is not just being a player. There's coaching, you can be an analyst, you could be a reporter,
you can be a statistician,
bro. If you're in school to become like a therapist, like a massage therapist, like you took sports psychology, exactly, right? So there's so many different fields within sports, but I think people are just wrapped up in just being that player.
Yeah, but it's difficult to kind of do. Yeah, it's difficult to do both when you're playing the sport, because you should be thinking about what to do next, but you're not. You're kind of still working on plan A. You're not thinking about plan B, right? When you should be, you know, while I'm hooping, I should put this on the side. I should be creating this while I hoop, but you don't do that, you know. Although, like, the good thing is I've realized that a lot of the skills that I've learned playing the sport translate over into the workforce.
Yeah.
So, like, the discipline that you have, the time management that you're able to do, right? The competitiveness that you have, you can translate all of those kind of characteristics over to the real world and somehow turn it into whatever you might want to do. And I think that part right there is the most difficult thing to do, is figuring out, like, all right, how can I take what I've learned in my athletic career, right, and implement it into my work life.
Yeah.
And then once you figure out how to do that, and once you figure out how to implement that part of you into your work life, it's easy, man. I don't think your job becomes a job. It just feels like everyday life.
Yeah.
Which is good.
So you know what I'll say to that too, and I think we've seen it. It's not too often, but a lot of times you'll see, like, I'll speak from the NBA because man, don't play basketball. Like, there'll be players that make it to the league, and then they'll go back to school.
Yeah, Steph Curry did it just now, didn't he?
You see what I'm saying? So it's just like, I feel like some people are fortunate enough to make it to the league, you know, obtain that pay, do what they gotta do, have that fame, whatever, build status in the league. And then when it's all said and done, they can go back to school, because school's always going to be there, right? At the end of the day, like, when you look at becoming a professional athlete, that has a certain time frame on it.
100%.
You're always going to be able to learn, though, no matter what.
Yeah, man. You're right. You're right. And it's crazy you said that, because now it takes me back. We're going to stick with the NBA. It takes me back to, what year was it? I want to say, OJ, you can correct me if I'm wrong, too, but I want to say 2002, 2001.
Oh, that's deep.
When
fam.
Yo,
what grade were you in? Because I was in grade, I was like in grade 1.
Hear me out though. So this was when the Raptors made the playoffs, and we played the Sixers in the Eastern Conference. I want to say semis. You know what I'm about to say? And Vince Carter went to his graduation.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And back then, as a kid, I'm like, yo, what are you doing? We need you. We need you to play in this game, bro. We need you to hoop. We're playing AI. We're playing Anton Walker.
All of them guys.
We're playing Eric Snow. We need you to be at this game, bro. We have a chance. Yeah. And he went to his graduation, right? He got it all done, and then he came to play before.
But it's crazy that back then they made it seem like he was late for the game.
He was on time for the game, actually.
He was there on time.
Yeah, he was there.
But, like, I hated him.
But now that I'm older,
I cried.
I'm like, I cried too, low key. But now that I'm older, I'm like, Vince, I completely understand. Go get your education. Go get it done. If you're gonna make it in time for the game, make it in time for the game. But
Yeah.
go graduate. And now I also realize I'm older now too. Is his mom wanted him to do it, and he told his mom like, even if I go to the league, I'm gonna get my degree. I'm gonna get it done, and he did it. So I'm older now. I understand it a lot better. So Vince Carter, shout out to you. Shout out to going to get your degree, and also coming back to play in that game. Even though, bro, that corner shot, I that shit was going. It looked like it was going in. I was geeked.
And that's where we had
Pushed off, got the corner. Great look.
And then he
Clank.
redeemed himself and hit the same shot when he was on Dallas.
But you know
Yeah,
what?
he did.
That's why we had Kawhi Leonard come finish the job for us.
Years later, bro.
Years later, but yo, better late than never.
Speaking of Vince, bro, I think the Raptors need to retire his jersey. I think it's about time.
They didn't do that, eh?
No.
Nah,
We need to retire his jersey. It's about time.
I think out of respect, they should do that because he was a staple in the city.
He was the reason why a lot of us current basketball players, the young ones after him, are playing the game.
For sure.
Right? I remember watching Vince Carter, obviously, when he put his arm in the rim in 2000.
Yeah.
You know, that one year that he had the whole entire team was wearing headbands. We all had Vince jerseys. We all wanted to jump and dunk like Vince. We had the shocks on our feet.
I still have them.
You still have the shocks.
See, I couldn't do those shocks.
Can do the shocks?
Nah.
Yo, I honestly, when you have the shocks on, you felt like you could jump higher, bro.
No, you didn't.
I did. I guess I got bamboozled.
Yeah.
I could have higher another.
Shout out to Vince for real because
Shout out to Vince,
he put the Raptors on the map along with T-Mac as well.
They put Canada on the map.
Yeah, exactly. So they had the country.
Vince brought bottle service to Toronto.
You see what I'm saying?
See, we brought bottle service to Toronto?
Yeah, Vince brought bottle service to Toronto.
Okay, that's for another topic, though.
But
That's
for me,
crazy. I didn't know that.
I think when it comes to like NBA players, I think Allen Iverson was the staple for me.
Bro, you didn't just hear our story, bro?
Nah, I hear that.
We played against AI. You're gonna bring AI in.
I know, but that's why it's conflicting.
That's conflicting.
But
oh my gosh.
for me, AI was my guy
Yeah, AI was
because, as you know, with AI, he was very rebellious, right? And
trendsetter.
Trendsetter, exactly. Like he wasn't gonna take shit from nobody.
Was he rebellious or being himself?
He was being himself.
He's being himself.
Back then, they thought he was being rebellious.
But that's it, exactly. So I shouldn't even say rebellious. He was just being himself. But as you said, he was a trendsetter because everybody was so used to being prim and proper, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then when they see an AI coming in with baggy clothes, braids,
Tattoos.
chains, tattoos, all of this, everybody said, "Oh shoot, he's getting away with it. Let me start." I mean, hence the fact, a lot of these guys that were putting on baggy clothes could not dress. And be honest, it was not working for them. But AI pulled it off.
AI was a rock star in the league, man.
100%. But he was that guy that set those trends, and I think it opened up doors for people to be more comfortable with just being themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Because I get it, the NBA at the end of the day, that's your job, right? You still have a boss. You still got to follow certain rules. Certain things are expected of you.
Mm-hmm.
But I think with AI, as much as those things were expected, he still remained himself.
He did.
Right?
He did. And that takes a lot. That takes a lot to do, bro, to be able to be so comfortable in your own skin, right? Especially with all of the media and all the scrutiny that he went through and all the coverage that he got.
Practice.
Talking about practice.
We ain't talking about a game. We talking about practice.
We ain't talking about the game that I die for. We're talking about
Exactly.
practice. Like, and to be able to just stay 10 toes and be yourself, right? That is one of the hardest things for us as humans to do, is to be ourselves, right?
Because we're always looking for acceptance.
We're always looking for acceptance. We're always looking for compliments. We're always looking for, so many different reasons to fit in. And he didn't care, bro. He was going to be himself. So shout out to Vince. Shout out to AI. Also, shout out to AI for the arm sleeve. That was cold.
Yeah.
Arm sleeve was cold. But yeah, man, shout out to those two for real.
Well, since we're on the topic of basketball, before we wrap up, let's talk about All-Star Weekend. Let's talk about All-Star Weekend, because this past All-Star Weekend,
hey, man,
I gotta say it was the worst. It was the worst one in.
Let's be honest, bro. We both know. Well, I told you this before we got on the podcast today, right?
The worst one.
The All-Star Weekend, or the All-Star Game, is their vacation.
It was the worst one.
I get it, but I understand where they're coming from. Where it's like, yo, this is our week. This is our day off.
Hold on,
we don't want to.
Hold on. The worst one.
I get it. Not everyone is built like Kobe and Jordan, where they want to compete 24/7. Some men just want a little break,
The worst one.
It was pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie, but I'm not gonna lie, I was playing Call of Duty while I was on in the background. But I mean, I don't know.
Here's the issue.
There was a total of 200 plus points scored, bro.
By the East. I think
No
East scored. I know East scored 200. East scored.
The total was 397
So that's
points.
almost 400 points.
There's no defense being played.
So here's the issue I have, because rest in peace Kobe. But when Kobe was alive,
that wasn't happening.
Bro, mans were hooping.
Yo, someone showed a clip, and we're gonna go back to this time. There was a clip from 2001 where they played the All-Star game in Washington D.C.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Kobe and Stephon Marbury going back and forth in the All-Star game. I forgot
about Marbury. He was cold though.
Nice.
He was cold.
They
had a couple of his shoes.
And they were playing actual, like, mans were setting actual screens. Mans were setting actual screens going at it. Now, please, we have Luka shooting from full court to court.
But I think, I'm gonna be honest, that whole game, which is
kind of smart, I'm not gonna lie.
That whole game, I was just watching people chuck up tray balls the whole time.
They were.
And I felt like it was, like, I'll give last year's All-Star game, I'll just give it like it was what it was, right?
Yeah.
But this year I was hoping to see something different, but we saw the exact same thing. Like, I think
it was just East
play for play. Who's homie that won the dunk contest again?
Mac McClung.
Yeah, Mac there, he won. They won
3-point.
3-point. They did the same thing last year.
Yeah.
The only difference is they're on different teams now, but the same people that won. I don't know who got MVP for the game.
For what, All-Star?
For the game last year.
Tatum. I think Jason Tatum did.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
it was him? Oh, yeah.
Jason Tatum.
Yeah. Okay, I remember.
Jason Tatum got MVP.
Yeah, because that was the first, was it the Kobe Award? That they were...
Yeah, they changed it to Kobe Award. That was the first year he got it. And, of course, he's a huge Kobe fan.
Yeah, he got the text from Kobe. So
man, hopefully... the text from Kobe is wild. But, hey, hopefully, they figure out how they can, amp up the playing, amp up the competitiveness. Because watching that yesterday was just like a... It was like a... You know how the YMCA, where it's like the last run?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like.
You want... Here's the issue I have. You know how mentally pissed I would be if I paid thousands of dollars
to go to the All-Star game?
To go to All-Star game just to see that nonsense, bro?
I hear you.
Because think about... No. Hear me out. Hold on. Hear me out. The worst. If I spent $2,000 or plus for this weekend just to see that nonsense, I would be...
You'd be pissed.
I'd be thinking like, bro, did I really just sit down and work excess amount of shifts?
But hey, though.
And go work part-time or go sell a couple stuff just to buy these tickets?
Watch this, though. Watch this. I get it's an honor. It is an honor for anybody to play.
The worst.
But at the end of the day, would you want to work hard on your off day?
If you don't want to be there, just say that.
You want to work hard on your off day?
If you don't... Listen.
That's stupid to say.
No.
Say it.
No, watch them. Hear me. Let me talk. Because watch this. You work so hard to get this opportunity to be an all-star.
Yeah.
Just to go do what? Show me why you're an all-star.
They did. They just did it a little lackadaisically.
No, but what changed? How's it going to say you don't want it after when the all-star has been competitive in the past?
Bro, if you're...
Generation, I guess?
No. Generation for sure. But, like, if you make it to the all-star game... Technically, there's no day off. This is not no day off. You still got to suit up. You still got to go out and perform. But like I said, you've worked this hard to be announced as an all-star.
Yeah.
To get a starting position on the team.
I hear from that point of view then, man.
Even just to be a secondary.
Say one more time.
The worst.
All right. With that, man, thank you guys for tuning in to the Clouded Thoughts podcast, brought to you by Yes I'm Blessed clothing brand. As you guys know, you guys can find us on TikTok on Clouded Thoughts. You can find us on Instagram at the Clouded Thoughts Podcast, right? You can email us at info.yesimblessed@gmail.com. Again, also our crew necks for Yes I'm Blessed are also still being sold. Right there, you see? And a portion of every crew neck sold goes towards the CMHA for a good cause, for a good reason.
Toronto, to be exact.
Toronto? Yeah, my fault. CMHA Toronto. Hey, good catch, my boy. Good catch. That's why we're together. That's why we're partners. But with that, appreciate you guys for tuning in. As you guys already know, my name is Deem.
And I'm Ryan.
Hopefully the All-Star game gets better next year.
The worst.
We'll be back next time. Thank you guys for tuning in.
Have a
Holla
good
at
one.
y'all.